Hey, Daniel Seraph here, and today I'm sharing something a little bit different with you. So, a few weeks ago, I went to my favorite guitar tech's house, Mr. Tom Henry's house, and he worked on 6 of my guitars. Now, Tom's been working on my guitars for years. I mean, it must be almost 15 years probably. And he always does a wonderful job, and he's become a really great friend of mine. I love him to death. So anyway, we thought that we'd share this video with you and show you kind of some of the process of what Tom does to work on the guitars. So you'll see a little bit of fret dressing, some fret cleanup, some classic setups, intonating the guitar. Now this was a 4-hour hang, and I cut the video down to about an hour. So some of it's fast forward and a lot of it's cut out, but you'll see kind of every guitar and see kind of Tom's process of what he does to make a guitar play great and feel great and really work for me. He's the best tech I've ever worked with, and I appreciate him so much. So anyway, remember, if you like the video, make sure to click that subscribe button, click the like button, and ding the bell so you know when I release any new guitar videos. All right, awesome. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon.
Beautiful music. What beautiful music we have.
It ain't broke. Okay, all piezo and stuff are working. We'll finish stringing it up.
Hi, my name's Daniel Seraph. I thought the piezo was broken because I'm a dumbass. Here I am. Just
Something else, let me. Oh,
2.5 hours to Tom's place. Forgot all my strings.
We already spoke about that. When you're working on a bridge like this, in a PRS, this is a front feed, so the string's going to go down the back. Man, strongly suggest when you do that, if you're not used to doing it, put something down back here that you're going to scratch your guitar. I'm not going to do it because I've done it a million times, but that's just one place where you can end up putting scratches in your guitar. You do not want to do that.
Okay. No scratching the guitar.
No scratching the guitar. Is this consider your main guitar?
You know, I love the Heritage to death, but this one just sits a lot better.
What one do you play more, sound-wise? Because that's a hollow body, the Heritage.
Yeah. So this one's probably the one I play the most, although the Heritage is my longtime favorite. For sure.
Do you really know, like, between the two guitars being hollow body and, well, this is semi-hollow. Yeah, do you notice a difference, big difference in the sound?
Yeah, definitely. This one's also, 25
yep.
and the pickups are different. The Heritage still has the HRWs. This one you put Lawler Imperials. These are the standard Lawler Imperials that
yep.
Tom installed. So yeah, I noticed a big difference in the tone for sure. This one is like incredibly light and so comfy to sit with that I teach with it a bunch.
You find that a hollow body guitar has more legato attack?
Yeah, so I find that for me it's just like the sound that I like the most, because there's this, I guess you could say legato. There's like this softness on the edge of the note.
Well, you've never liked bright anyway.
I do not like bright.
When Dan and I first met, all my amps, my Fender Twins, my amps, everything, my bright switch is beyond. Second Dan plugs in, it's like, well, what is that? So, yeah, Dan's not a bright switch player.
Not a bright switch guy.
So that would make sense.
Yeah, so there's just this softness on the edge of these guitars that... And it happens with the Heritage and this one. Definitely my two favorite guitars are the hollow or semi-hollows. This one's actually fully hollow, I believe. Yeah, fully hollow in the center, but then it does have the block under the bridge. Yeah. They call this is a hollow body 2.
And everything's working.
Yay! Because we have Tom Henry.
Because everything's working. No, it was just dirty.
That's good. That's good to know. Okay. So the piezo, you just sprayed deoxit?
Just clean it, yeah.
Oh, nice. Wow.
I think maybe you were saying before you had one string that was distorting.
Yes.
That probably was a low battery.
Oh.
That was probably a low battery, and the way it just presented itself, it didn't have enough power, so it's clipping itself internally. Because I didn't get any of that, but we'll check it in a sec. Okay, this comes from the classical world, which I'm sure Dan knows. This is a string stretcher, which works really good on nylon string guitars, work out, stand tune. I use them on everything now to do setup work. It just takes the stretch out, and I don't have to deal with that going out of tune for a bit.
What else will it stretch, Tom?
It will stretch anything you put on it.
Really?
Yes, it's true.
Ham sandwich?
Yes, it will stretch a ham sandwich. Tune the pitch. First thing we check is our truss rod. I do that by holding down the first fret, go to my octave, I go to the next dot. I use the string as a straight edge, and what I want to see is just a hint of air in there. You can actually run that neck flat if you want to, but with a hint of air, if the guy starts really digging in, you're not going to get a flashback. So I like to see just a hint, or tighter, a little bit of movement. That looks fine to me. We're not going to mess with it. Next thing I'm going to check is string height. Do that with this fancy tool, which doesn't exist, because this is the only one there is.
Maybe there will be a product.
There might be a product coming on this tool. Basically, it measures 64th of an inch using a wedge. So when the string is fed over it, when the string touches it, the harmonic will trigger. That shows you the first place the string is hitting under tension, under vibration. This is reading about 3.5 64ths. 4 64ths on the bottom. That's dead perfect. That's where I set it last year.
Yeah, so the last time you saw this guitar was probably last year?
Last year.
Before I moved?
Yeah, this guitar has not moved a lot.
Yeah.
I am going to move the truss rod a little bit back and forth, because I just believe in having things move instead of being set up. I'm going to remeasure this. I might take that a little bit tighter. That puts me a little bit under 3.5. I'm going to open it up just a little bit. 3.5. 4. That'll do it.
Nice.
Now, the very last thing we do on here, which I'm not going to have to adjust this, but you focus up here, I got this old-timey con tuner that I use for all my intonation work.
And what kind of tuner is that, Tom?
That was built in probably 1962.
And that's a strobe, right?
Yeah, really used in bands when you grew up as a kid, or I grew up as a kid. They had them in bands for tuning trumpets and stuff. It's got a wheel on it. It's an old tube that spins, and it shows you the overtone series. So basically, we're just going to line up the line, stop it, then go to the octave and check it. It should be no movement at the octave. As you can see, I got no movement. Check my high E. Dead on. Can you throw that to G, please?
And so you're bringing that little saddle
Moving
piece
that
right
saddle
there.
back just a little bit, because it's just a little teeny weeny bit sharp. So basically, after I intonate the guitar, everything's in tune at the 12th fret, which is about the only place it is in tune. Everything else is going to be rocked around that area, which we're used to. There's no such thing as a guitar being totally in tune. The instrument was built out of tune. We play him out of tune. We hear him out of tune. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of a tempered scale. Look it up. Okay.
So while you're watching the video, if you have any questions, feel free to post them below in the comments. I'd love to, get those questions over to Tom and have him answer them for you. He's a great guy and a resource of knowledge.
We got a silver star, so we're gonna
Silver
Yankee
sky.
Strings. Silver sky. What? Silver sky?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
I was expecting it to be silver.
Yeah, let's throw new strings on that. That's cool.
So, and you're using the trem on this too?
I haven't yet, but I would like to.
Because it's not floating right now. Kind of not floating.
It's not a huge priority for me, but I
Well,
don't
let's
have
pop
any
the
other
back off and
guitars.
see what the springs are. Little notes. Power drivers are fine for removing screws. Don't ever use these to put screws back in. You'll break the pick guards. So we got 4 springs on here. And Dan wants to make this a tremolo guitar. So before I do anything else, we're going to remove a spring and see where it's floating. Loosen up some string tension here so it doesn't go flying forward on me. PRS likes to angle their claws, which makes it a bitch to pull these springs out. There you go. They're a bitch to get out. I'm going to move this spring to the middle, but right now I just want to see where this tail's going to go tightened up. My tail just started lifting. I got a little bit of back pull on there. My B's not up. So I'm going to tighten down my claw a little bit so it's kind of in the ballpark when I restring it. Okay, this has nothing to do with final setup. This is getting me in the ballpark before I even begin. Okay. So now we'll take the strings off and clean up the board.
So for those of you who don't know, this is like priced at $849. It's their new Korean import model. It's made at Court. And they're doing a great job. I mean, when I picked this thing up, my only real critique is that the fret edges are pretty rough. But besides that, it's really great. Pickups sound quite good. Those are their locking tuners, right?
These are not.
Oh, not locking.
They're
Okay.
not locking. Which, if you put the string on correctly, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. I've grown to really enjoy locking tuners, but obviously not a necessity.
Okay, if you ever get strings that get stuck,
Push the ball out.
push the balls out. So the first thing we're going to do is, Dan, feeling fret edges on here, kind of sticking
Yeah,
out.
especially on the
Yep.
the treble side.
I'm not feeling a bunch of hang. I am going to come back with a mill file. These are side mill files, and I'm just going to track the side of the neck and pull the edges off. Now when you're doing this, you can feel it biting in if you're catching anything. I'm feeling very little right now. So what Dan is feeling is more on the edges of this truss, which I'll address here in a second. That's pretty clean right there. Do this side. Hear a little bit of a bite there.
And you're gauging out on the feel and the sound.
I'm doing a yeah. Feel the sound. I'm tipping in it a little bit, which they make files that give you the tip in. I've done this so much that I'll do it by hand. I'm going to file up here, put something down just to guard the guitar. Okay, and check this top side one more time. That feels good there. Blow this excess off. If you have a shop, I strongly suggest you buy a compressor. Forced air I use all the time. All the time. All right, so we're going to come back over here with a tri-side file. This is the dull tri-side. It's a three-sided file, but on the edges they've dulled the edge out so when I run it along the wood, it doesn't cut in. Proprietary made for guitar work. Same file on both these.
Do you recommend a particular company?
I do not. They're expensive as hell. If you're going to buy them, buy good ones. Buying inexpensive files is a waste of money. I've had both these for probably 20 years. They usually don't go dead on you. So basically with a tri-side, I'm going to come in here. Tri-side file is going to work in the side of the fret. I'm just going to cut off the lip that's on the edge.
Rolling the sharpness off.
Rolling the edges off.
Are you sure you want to put this on the internet? Let people know how to set a guitar up?
Yeah. Do it. When you're
still gonna come and see Tom.
If you want to take a chance of gouging your guitar up, I invite you to do this work.
Clearly the man has done this before.
It took me, realistically, about 10 to 15 years to really feel comfortable around doing fretwork. And that was just from how many refrets and how much fretwork I've done. I don't know.
It's a lot of many.
I want to know where all my missing socks are and how many refrets I've done when I die.
Because you found all the picks in the dryer, right?
Yep, they're all there.
They don't believe in attention to detail at the factory, do they?
Well, SE too. They save money by not doing little steps.
Yeah, so if you're
That's
talking about $849 version
Yep.
versus the...
And this wasn't horrible.
35.
This wasn't horrible. This is Dan's picky.
yeah, sorry.
No, this wasn't horrible. I mean, I could feel it, but not horrible.
The American-made version of that guitar is $2,500, which honestly I think is good. And when you hear and play this guitar, this thing feels like a $2,000 guitar to me.
Really?
I played plenty of Fenders that don't play nearly that well. Yeah, it has a great tone. They really knocked it out of the park.
Pan that camera around and take a look behind me. Okay? I should be working on this stuff.
But this is also your day off.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and there's more behind the door.
All right, I'm going to use fret erasers just to buff this out on the edges, which these do work good for. I'm going to take a 1500 grit and just basically erase the edges. and knock his nut out completely. Okay.
Sounded ceramic.
That does have an interesting. I wish I got that on that.
Well, y'all see Tom test 9-volt batteries.
That I have seen.
60% is fixing what the guitar was brought in for. 40% is fixing what you broke trying to fix the guitar for what it was brought in for.
That was one of the big lessons I learned from Tom early on.
This happens a lot. They don't. When you set a nut in a guitar, you only need 1 drop of glue to set that. They didn't overglue it at all, so I got no issue with that. I'm going to take a single drop of glue and put it back in, so not a big deal. Okay, and I've just erased all those edges, which will take care of all that nastiness. And now we're going to come back over here with steel wool.
There we go. That's a Tom Henry treatment right there.
That's a treatment. Okay, and I'm going to bear down with steel wool just to buff that out a little bit further. I probably could have taped up that neck pickup, but
beautiful.
But I'm experienced, so.
And this is another reason why Tom has the compressed air, because he can blow that mess right off.
That's why I'm not covered. You'll see all that steel wool, and boy, if you don't have compressed air, you'll never get that off. Just won't come off. So.
Unless you got a good dog.
There we go.
The same thing is you want to blow off your desk and everything, because this gets a little dust everywhere. It's just nasty. Okay, now we're going to treat the neck. This neck's brand new. You'll notice the wood's never had anything on it, oil or anything, so it looks very, very dry. I'm going to change all that. We're going to put some of Tom's redneck goo on there.
Now, where can you buy Tom's
You can't, because
goo?
Tom's never marketed it.
Well, we might change this by the time
Tom
the video.
has the labels, the t-shirts, and everything. But
He talked about it.
He's been talking about it 20 years. And it is an incredible product.
But look at it.
Exclusive to Tom's house.
You can only get it from me.
I know the recipe.
And I don't make any extra. So basically all this is doing, it's a mixture of basically oil and wax. Instead of being straight oil, which works just fine, lemon oils and all that. Problem with you put straight oil on a board, after you wipe it off, you'll notice that every time you touch it, you'll see a fingerprint start to rise again. Adding a little bit of wax to it takes that out of it, and the wax also seals up the board just a little bit to protect it from humidity changes and that kind of crap. It does not build up enough to be a problem. The next time you clean it off, it'll come right off. So.
Highly recommended, however you can't get it.
We're going to wipe this off. I'd like to convey to people starting out in this business that beer 30 is probably not an option for you.
So Tom has a lot of experience both with beer and with guitar repairs. So do not do this at home. He drinks the IPA.
Yeah.
9.7% alcohol.
Now y'all take a look at how beautiful that board came back. Tom's going to start marking stuff because Tom's getting older. All right. So all that's been done. Let's put his nut back on.
Yes, please. Don't want to go home without
one drop.
nut.
Yeah, I'm going to use... Basically, I switched over to using Loctite super glues. They have a gel and they have a liquid. I love them. My good friend Kevin Marshall at Smiling Moon Guitars turned me on to these. Maybe just a little bit on the front edge.
You know, drops are different to different people.
All right, we'll let that sit for a second. All right, we're going to buff out the press with a 1800 micromesh sandpaper.
And you got that fretboard protector right there?
Yeah, I got that fretboard protector, little metal sleeves to protect the board and protect the frets.
Nice.
Or protect the board, not the frets. Basically all I'm doing is just removing any kind of corrosion, dirt, crap on the frets. The frets on this are like brand new. And when I'm doing this, if I start seeing excessive divoting, I'll mention it to the customer that they may want to address it. Dan's other PRS just filmed has got a little bit of wear on there. And I'd probably say in about next year or so, it probably needs to address that one. Well, how long have you had that too?
I bought that when I was in New Orleans. So
your touch is pretty light though.
It was in 19.
You got a little bit of fret wear on there, but
yeah, I play it constantly. I mean, you know me. I have a really light touch.
Yep. That really is. I mean, you're showing a little bit on there, but you're at the point now. I say the next 8 months or whatever, bring it, we'll address it at that point.
Nice.
Okay.
Right to left.
Alrighty, let's string this up. typically I would pull the cellophane on this guitar. Right now we're going to leave it on just for a little bit because the guitar is brand spanking new. I'm going to make sure we don't have any issues with it. So.
Okay, going live. Cool.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit, the Silver Sky, basically how did it come to be? It was John Mayer's own model, right?
Yeah, so basically John Mayer was with Fender for forever, and I guess he had played a lot of them and just wasn't happy with the quality that they were putting out. Which actually I understand. I mean, anybody from Fender who sees this, sorry, but my roommate bought a $4,300 custom shop last year, and it arrived with the high E string off the fretboard. It was, yeah, I mean, it was mind blowing. It was like $4,300 for this, and you know, it went through a dealer in Nashville, and you know, then came to him, and we were just blown away at how bad it was. So anyway, I guess John got tired of, you know, Fender's production quality, and so he started collaborating with Paul Reed Smith, and they released the Silver Sky. That's the American model, which is like $2,500. And then just a couple months ago, they released this SE model, which is the import version. It's made at Court in Korea.
Here's an issue which I see a lot of on new guitars. Okay, these saddles are supposedly intonated right now, which they very well could be. I don't know, but the spring is not long enough to keep the saddle pushed forward.
Oh, interesting.
So basically the spring's just got to come out and be stretched so it springs against the saddle. That's pretty common on new guitars, and I see it a lot, especially if I have to reset intonation and I find that the springs may have to be stretched out a little bit longer.
Ah, gotcha. So we got it restrung.
I need a bar. Trem bar.
Oh, you need a bar, okay. Pickups?
All the pickups are too close to the springs, or to the strings themselves, and these pickups are probably A4 magnets. What happens when a pickup gets that close to a string, the magnet actually grabs the string and will warble the pickup. Actually, I can do it for you. Take one way up.
Make it warble.
Yeah, I'm gonna make them warble. And what's happening is that the magnet's interfering with the vibration of the string. So, hear that funky sound? Okay, the string is not hitting anything. The reason it sounds like that is because the magnets are interfering with the string.
That is amazing, yeah.
Now I'm going to take them back down and do the same thing. That string wasn't hitting anything. That was just a magnet sucking on the string.
That is crazy.
Okay.
That's pretty significant.
Still
So
That's
much
clear,
better.
very
Wow. Yeah, that's clear as day. Hopefully that comes through the microphone and you guys can hear that.
Now, before I do any kind of tremolo work or anything like that, you have to set your intonation first.
Nice.
Or get it within ballpark. That's sharp. Yeah, it's impressive. The intonation is actually pretty damn close from the factory, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, nothing's been changed except the strings.
Yeah. That's it. It's a week old and
All right. Next thing we're going to do is get it tuned to pitch, check the truss rod. You always want to have your truss rod adjusted first before you do action. Okay, I'm just looking at back pull, which I'm going to tighten up. Check our truss rod. Same thing, we're going to hold it down at the first fret.
I would like to, yeah.
Go to the octave, we're going to check how much gives on that string. This neck can come up just a little bit.
So it wasn't off by much, was it?
Nope. Is there a truss rod wrench in that case?
There is.
Good, I need it. I don't know
You
where
mean
mine is.
tell me American nuts are smaller
Thank you.
than
PRS uses either a Gibson standard nut or one that's a little bit smaller.
wouldn't use the same one all the way across the board.
Nope. That would make too much sense.
Yeah.
I just gotta keep a bunch of wrenches around. Okay, it's a little bit too tight. Okay, we got the trim about where we want it. All right. Coming back over here with Allen wrenches. One thing I'll point out, I use Hobby Dynamite Allen wrenches only because they are hardened steel. Allen wrenches that look like this, made out of black oxide, typically are softer to turn than what these are. Hardened steel Allen wrenches will prevent you from turning out these little teeny weeny Allen screws. You hit them enough times with these black ones and they will strip out. Highly suggest you buy stainless hardened steel Allen wrenches. Well, I'm going to set my first string first, get the height that I want, and I'll come back and check my radius.
Well, that one's interesting. It's an 8.5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the other.
Fenders.
Yeah, the other one, the American model, is a 7.25. Very classic.
This is an 8.5?
Yeah.
Which is really cool. The problem is that all luthiers have radius gauges, which measure radius is the next to set them. And 8.5 is a measurement you'll never find on a gauge. So you're going to set it right around 9 and adjust it past that point, but it's hard to get them dead on. Early fenders that were made in the late 50s, early 60s were way past 7.25. Really curved. Really curved. Okay. Okay, we're going to set our high E and our low E, and then we're going to check the radius and set everybody else with a radius gauge. So Dan said that it's an 8.5. I'm going to put it on a 9 and have a look. And yeah, that's about right. So, since that's an 8.5, I'm not going to do the radius from this one from the top. I'm going to do a ballpark from the top, and I'm going to shoot it from underneath. Let me get these in the ballpark. This was not far off from the factory. It really wasn't.
Nice.
The Koreans know what they're doing.
Yeah, that quart factory's pretty darn good.
Okay, so at the top at 9, I'm going to go to some individual gauges that can feed me underneath. Okay, they're shooting an 8.5. I have a 9.5 gauge. So I'm going to put the 9.5 in, set it at 9.5, and then I'm going to tweak that around it.
Yeah, 8.5 is kind of weird, right?
Very weird. It's alright, it's just nobody's going to have the tools to measure it.
Yeah.
And we're going to set pickup height.
It looks like a dang very nice guitar. That's for sure. The looks are happening.
Interesting color, though.
Yeah, pretty wild, right?
It's not bright. It's not dull.
It's almost pastel kind of. Good Eastery guitar.
Be here next weekend. Right?
Is that next? I'm not sure.
Yes, I
Dang.
Where do you get that wonderful sound from?
Oh, this really does sound good.
It's kind of ridiculous, right?
God. What the hell?
Especially coming through that.
What's the deal with the pickups? Do you know anything about the pickups?
So they definitely worked really hard on them. They're modeled specifically. They're different than the American. They're modeled specifically for this model.
For John Mayer.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm feeling on this. Okay, the bar is actually bent down too low for me to tack on it. So I am physically going to bend this bar just a little bit. I'll put a piece of this metal and I'm going to bend it.
He's bending the wang bar.
I'm bending the wang bar. Maybe just a little bit more bend on the wang. Perfect. Okay, one more tuning. Let's do a string stretch.
We're stretching strings.
Okay. And one thing, if you're tuning a floating tremolo system, tune your outside strings in. High E, low E. If the string is sharp, leave it alone and come back to it. And just check our measurements.
That's surprising, right?
Perfect. All right, you come over here.
$850.
Man, nice guitar.
I did find that the neck pickup was a bit fat sounding.
It was too close.
What's you got in the box? What's in the box?
These are blue chip picks.
Wow.
These are expensive, but they're worth it. Woo.
Nice box.
Yeah, it's sweet.
What's the difference in the pickup sound?
I still find that the neck is too
We can go back
fat.
on. Okay, on the
You think it should come down?
Yeah.
Cinematography, they call it.
Did you see my 90s tape that I posted?
Uh-uh. Is it on YouTube?
I'll play it for you.
Play that funk music there.
Yeah, I think sounds good. Okay.
I'll probably switch them out.
I don't know, man. Why?
That was not bad. Let me bring that neck down just a little bit more. That's really not bad sound pickups at all.
I mean, for the money.
Yep.
How much pickup? How much? I mean, do they have $40 in each pickup?
I don't know.
30? If it's an $850 guitar?
I'd love to see what the resistance are.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. What do they got?
Break it down.
20 bucks in it? That really is an interesting way of looking at it.
It's like, I mean,
You break it down.
Yeah, try that.
String height makes a difference.
better.
On the magnets.
I like being on the video when I haven't played guitar all day. That's fun. It's funny, I really like the middle pickup. I think
That's
it's much
pretty good
better.
there,
Much
man.
better, yeah.
We got a nice Tom T. Anderson on the desk now. That we're probably just going to end up doing a string change and just checking everything over. And everything kind of looks good, so let's do that, shall we?
This one has had the Tom Henry treatment previously.
You mean it's been doused with beer?
IPA only.
A little 4/0 steel wool.
Why do they call it 4-0?
That's the fineness of it. 4 zeros. Really fine. Boy, this has got some big ass frets on it.
Bigger the better.
Nice.
Whenever you're restringing a guitar, setting up a guitar, one thing nobody ever checks. These nuts up here are usually 10 mil. They always come loose and nobody ever checks them.
And that's what is rattling.
Yep, could very well, that may not be what's rattling his, but you always want to check these and make sure they are tight. Dan's got a rattle in this up here, so we're going to look at one other thing.
How's the string tree look?
Those are tight. String tree looks all right. We're going to tighten up the back hooks. Now we're going to check these front ones. This is loose. And this guy right here is loose.
So it could be the actual tuning
Yeah, it could be the
knobs.
tuning knob itself.
Very noticeable.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, not
On
when I'm
one string
recording.
only?
Nope. It's when I'm
No.
just playing in general. Like a...
It's like a what?
Like a... Annoying enough to annoy me.
All right.
So Tom goes for a 2-bolt. What is up with that?
Whoa. Yeah, look at the
Wow.
joint. Yeah, it's 2 bolts. Great idea. It doesn't matter.
It's
He beat
curved
his,
in
yeah,
there.
he fitted. He's got almost a joint here. Fit the neck into the body with a joint. I love this. It's bad because you have to stay with this neck. It's proprietary, but that's why only 2 bolts are needed, because it's the actual form of the body that's holding that neck in. That's brilliant.
Yeah, nice.
It's proprietary, so yeah, I get it. I don't mind that at all. That's actually smart. First time I've ever seen that.
I think
That's pretty neat.
A lot of his guitars, especially nowadays, have that.
Okay, we're going to slap some of that non-available redneck goo on there.
Non-available for now. There will be links below
Yeah.
when it's available.
Let's turn up a little Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. You're gonna make me buy a silver sky, Dan.
Isn't that crazy?
Man.
That's an affordable guitar.
This guitar I've set up multiple times, so I don't think we're going to need a lot of work on this. Intonation's probably in. These things can move around from a little vibrations. We're going to check all that.
This one is very solid for me. I mean, I pretty much pick it up most of the time and it's good to go. Now, one thing I definitely put Tom Brantley's in the guitar for me. Now, I am very particular about my pickups, and I don't love the Andersons. How many pickups have I had you installed?
There is a number that goes with the lost sock count. We don't know. Nobody knows that answer. In fact, I called my good buddy Tom Brantley the other day and I said, how many pickups has Dan Serif gotten for me the last few years? And that's an unanswered question.
It could be in the 40 set.
He was drinking champagne and smiling. So basically, what's your day consist of? Are you just getting up and teaching? And
Yeah, like I started teaching at 8 this morning. I had Linwood at 8. I have Thursdays at 8 a.m. Most days I don't start until 9 teaching.
Yep.
And then I was teaching until 9 p.m., but now 8 p.m. And I just have like chunks. Like today is a weird day because I scheduled to come over here, but normally I would teach like an 8, a 10, a noon, have a little break to work on stuff, and sometimes an afternoon slot, and then 2 hours in the evening a lot of times.
Wow.
So I teach anywhere from like typically 4 to 7 hours a day.
I do so little.
Tom, how do you feel about elixirs? You like coated strings? He does not like coated strings. How do you think I slip and slide around
I can live
so
with
much?
it. Dan plays an awful lot, and if I was playing all the time and didn't want to change them, that's exactly what I would do.
Honestly, I just like the feel of them.
Yeah, which makes sense.
I don't change them either way.
This came pre-aged.
Yes. Hey, Tom, what are you doing here?
Hey, Tom is stringing a Tom Anderson.
Passing through.
Have you met him yet?
Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He cool?
Yeah, he's a great guy. Superb. Actually, the whole company is just awesome. They're in Nashville now. Interesting.
One of the singles that, wasn't
Yeah. And this guitar, I just love this guitar, and since we put those Brantley P90s in it, it's just so good. Yeah. So this guitar came with Lawler, the Lawlertrons, Filtertron style pickup.
Yep.
And they were good, but at the time I wanted something more telly-like and less aggressive. And then I ended up getting the Tom Anderson, and so it was like, all right, well, let's do something else with this. Eventually settled on the P90s. This was one of those guitars where I ordered 4 sets of pickups for it.
it? You found the right ones.
Yeah. Well, I was really trying to, so another aged one. Yeah, it looks like it came out of a barn, right? Or it was a barn. Yeah, this one's particularly great. I mean, it's a pine body. It's tempered pine.
Yeah.
So he's all about his tempered pine thing.
All
Now
right.
This is a compound radius, 9.5 to 12.
Oh my.
How about that?
9.5 to 12 at the top.
It feels good.
And if you get a compound radius, you want to set the string radius on what the top of the neck is,
Not the bottom.
not the bottom.
You don't go by the net.
Interesting.
Yep. Closer to the nut to the bottom, that gives you clearance on the bends.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe it just caught the fact that I just shoved that string through my finger.
Straight through. Documented.
Happens all the time.
No big deal.
Not a big deal.
Just another day in Tom's
God.
life. All right, so tell me, these are the classic kind of Fender style tuners.
Yep.
What's your method to getting the correct amount of length on the
I usually go about 1.5 inches past the post.
1.5
Yeah,
inches
and
past
then I
the
feed it down the middle.
It'll be
So
that
when I
post.
end up, I have lines going down to the bottom and nothing is double wound.
Got it.
About a post and a half in
Yeah,
front.
about 1.5 inches past. I love these tuners. I got them on most of my guitars.
Nice, yeah.
I got locking tuners where I got these. I got no issue with these at all. They work great.
So you're a classic tuner fan.
Yep, got no issue with them. Work great. So I'll stick the string in, come up here.
Who came out
I'm
with
going
it?
about that
Yeah.
far past.
I think that's a Leo thing, right?
Clusen. I don't know if I don't know. I really don't know.
First came out on the tellies, wasn't it?
Yes.
Straps.
How much does Daniel Seraph answer his telephone?
Dan does not answer his phone. Not even from me.
That's not true. I actually answer
Well,
for
you actually do. You actually once in a
You're
while.
like up there with the family.
Yep.
What the? Where's the lovely tone? What about the lovely tone?
Does look like a barnyard phone.
It does, right? It's got a good barnyard vibe.
Perfect weight.
I bought it in 2017.
And it's already scarred.
Did you
It
really?
was brand new. Yep.
But it was scarred, right?
Yep.
Man, but
It's a great guitar, that I can say. So Tommy, what are you doing now?
Making really bad
Making
sounds.
crazy sounds.
Setting the radius on the bridge. It's a compound radius. It starts, I believe, at a 725 down here.
No, that's a 9 to 12.
Okay, 9.5 to a 12 radius,
Yes, sorry.
which means the neck gets flatter as you go up. They did that so your bending radius doesn't run back into the fret. So when you're setting your radius on the bridge, you either want to shoot around 9.5 or 10 towards the middle and let the board relax evenly. So that's what we
Nice.
just said. Now we're going to check the intonation and put that on E, please. A nice. What's the model?
What?
What's the model?
It's called a Cirrus TC.
Beautiful guitar, Novo series by Dennis Fano.
Yes, I was a fan of.
A guitar, a Fano, made out of pine.
Yes, tempered pine, right?
Tempered pine, absolutely unbelievably resonant. The pickups were loaded by Tom Brantley.
Those are
They're
P90s. Right?
P90s in a humbucker configuration. Really just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar, man.
That song's outlet.
Not gonna do that. All right. interfaces really well with that
Yeah,
amp.
5E3, wow.
I can make it brighter.
It sounds so good through that amp.
So
Fuck
dynamic,
me,
yeah.
man. Wow. That's a kick-ass guitar, man.
I love this thing.
Wow. What an incredible difference from the Heritage.
Yeah,
They're night and day. I mean,
yeah.
man. That's no effects, no nothing. That's straight into an amp.
Straight in. Now, what speaker do you have in there, Wayne?
El Nico.
Alnico.
El Nico.
Is it a blue?
Blue, yeah.
It's a blue. Alnico
I
blue.
can't tell. I'm colorblind today.
Man, that's impressive. That's an impressive guitar.
Yeah. I have now bent it out of tune.
You did, didn't you?
New strings. Okay, we are done.
Good through that
Holy
amp.
crap, man.
Well, that's pretty much identical to the one he built me.
I can build them, but I can't play them.
Tom, have you seen this guitar before?
No.
Oh, Amos, hi, buddy. Good boy. Such a good boy.
Yeah, you've got, what's going on with you? You've got a little bit more relief on your treble side than you do on the bass side. So plucking that out makes total sense.
And
good
you
right there.
did one refret.
Refret, yeah, Evo wire.
Really?
Yep. I've had it since 2006. This is the only guitar I've kept.
Never get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, I paid $1,600 for that guitar.
You got that
Yeah, now they're about $3,000.
So it's basically you get them with a different headphone.
Exactly. Please don't take my mojo off of it.
I don't want to get infected by your mojo.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we have not restrung this yet, so we're just tweaking it with the first.
I remember when I used to play 12s on this guitar.
That was foolish.
Yep. I was into that jazz music. And thought that you needed fat strings.
Made it sound
Supposedly. Or maybe it made me not try and bend the strings all the time. And Tom installed locking tuners on this one a long time ago, which has been very helpful.
This guitar has been with Dan for quite a while.
2006. I bought it from Wolf Guitars.
Who's that?
It's in Florida.
Wow, who cut this beautiful nut? I bet it was
I
me.
wonder. This one, you know, this is kind of like evidence for me of people who talk about like, oh, blah, 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 this guitar never moves. Like, I'm like, I don't know that that's a good thing.
Really?
Like, this guitar moves constantly. It's just all over the place. Which to me makes it seem more live.
It's a piece of wood.
Yeah.
And nothing is perfect.
For me, it's like one day it's like really easy to play, and you know, 2 weeks later it's hard to play, and you know what? I just try to play better.
It's the player.
I mean, look, I'm never gonna stop buying expensive guitars, but hey, where can we buy the Tom's Redneck dude?
Keep bringing it up.
Are you taking the mojo off my guitar?
Yes, I am. Once again, I don't want to get infected. I
Polish
don't want to
out.
take too much off. So.
Yeah, please no.
All right, let's do some fret work.
dirty.
I don't want that thing shiny. No.
It's going to be shiny in the frets.
Frets-
It's not
frets
for
can
looks. It's just for playability.
Look at that, man. Look at that ding right there.
You don't take care of
People will
shit.
cry about stuff like that. I do not care.
Part of life.
Let's find some others. Hey, there's a ding. Hey, we like
Wait a
dings.
minute.
Look
Look
at
at
that
this one.
thing.
Oh, that's solid.
Oh yeah. You remember the day you did that?
No,
No. It just happened.
I
Okay,
don't
Tom,
give a
what you do?
shit. Does it still play? Yeah. Just taking care of the frets.
Paying that kind of money for guitar, it shouldn't be laminate.
Well, laminate's not bad. The difference between laminate and solid, which a lot of people don't know, laminate will sound the same on day 1 as it does on day 3000. Whereas solid will sound better through time because it's moving. That doesn't mean that laminate cannot sound incredible, because it can. It just does not age and get better with sound.
Plus, you don't have any cracking in it. Being
You only
that
get a
old.
crack, it's a stronger platform. Okay, I'm gonna hit this Evo with steel wool too, just because I want to make it shiny. All right, string this thing.
We're gonna use Tom's favorite strings, which are called elixirs.
Yeah, Tom loves these.
He loves elixirs.
Yeah, take a string and dip it in wax. Let me know how it sounds.
I believe it's Gore-Tex.
Yeah, it's the same thing as wax. Okay, now.
Alright, we're done with live.
All right. Okay. Bottom line on this one, you need to play this. Now the next time, here's where you want to spend your money. When you start, fortunately we use the Evo wire on here, so it lasts for a long time.
Last long.
But I would play this off for another year and a half. I'd save my money up. Get the neck plecked with a flex off of it,
Oh,
and then have me refret it.
like maybe like ship
Take
it
it,
somewhere?
well, yeah, or find the guy you're using, whatever else, but have me pull the frets first.
Nice.
What's your go-to amp right now?
The Benson. Probably top, but I love my Bassman and I love the 2-Rock. The Matchless I haven't jived with that much.
That Matchless is very similar to my group tube.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're very. A lot of people play those. What model? You should feel that immediately, because it was, your whole neck was dropped out. Everything was dropped out of that, man.
Oh, it's way different, yeah.
You don't have any grounds in this house, you understand? It's truly quiet.
So which side is this on?
That's on the clean channel. No.
That's cool.
It's just such a direct contact, man. It just.
That sounds real good.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's why it sounds so good. Frets and everything else is so real good. Everything's all level.
That's awesome.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Nice.
And it,
That's my shit right there. That's the shit.
If you made it to the end of the video, congrats! Thanks for watching this. I had so much fun making this with Tom and Wayne, and he just made my guitars play and feel so great. They're still in great condition thanks to him. And remember, make sure you take your guitars to your tech and you take good care of them. Humidify or dehumidify your acoustics. Make sure you're not leaving the guitars in questionable spots in the room, like beside your vents or things like that. Got to take care of those things, and then they will play great and do great for you. Anyway, thanks again for watching this video. I hope to see you guys soon. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and ding that bell so you know every time I release a new video.